Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Theresa Donovan might have another plan for Alex Kyriakis and their future together. Theresa appears to be sincerely attempting to leave Brady Black behind, and she has some excellent reasons to do so now that Alex is a viable alternative. There have been several flashbacks on DOL of shady Theresa in Greece with Victor Kyriakis' briefcase, hinting that she was up to no good when she was by alone with it. All the evidence suggests that Theresa altered the items in that bag to make it seem as though Alex is Victor's kid rather than Xander Cook, Paul Telfer. Even though Theresa insists she isn't just looking for financial gain, the money can't hurt. Alex has a lot going for him because he's a wealthy, attractive flirt with a little bit of edge, which simply makes him even more alluring. Theresa is pursuing him aggressively since he is essentially her ideal man. Brady currently has considerably less to offer Theresa than Alex, and he can hardly stand to be in the same room with her. According to Days teasers, Theresa is reportedly going all out in her pursuit of Alex, although Stephanie Johnson might become an issue later on. Theresa may encounter difficulties as a result of Alex's undeniable affections for Stephanie, especially in light of the brewing marital conflict between Stephanie and Chad DiMera. There is a chance for a passionate reunion because Days spoilers indicate such kind of behavior could result in Stephanie leaning on Alex and developing closer to him once more. Given everything, it could be a good idea for Theresa to establish a backup strategy that would keep her connected to Alex via an heir. Could Theresa have a child with Alex and utilize the child for her own gain? Theresa might be hoping Alex will pick her for the sake of the child, or at the very least be required to financially support the child. Of course, things may go horribly wrong if Theresa really did change the letter to Victor and ruin Alex's life by falsely claiming to be his father. If that's the case, Theresa has seriously hurt the Kyriakis family, and once the truth is revealed, Alex will undoubtedly take his revenge. Theresa could still use the child to influence Alex and attempt to start a family if she is still truly in love with him by that point. Do you believe that Days might surprise Theresa with a pregnancy and give Alex some baby daddy drama? Regardless, Days of Our Lives spoilers state that some surprises will still occur in Salem. As a result, keep checking back for information on whether Alex will soon receive some baby news. According to the most recent Days of Our Lives spoilers, Sarah Horton will try a softer approach with Xander Cook and possibly allow herself to believe that co-parenting is feasible. Sadly, Sarah will learn that Xander requested complete custody, and that will make Sarah furious. The conversation between Xander and Sarah will swiftly devolve into a heated yelling war as they get ready for the impending custody dispute. Chad DiMera will avoid Stephanie Johnson's kisses across town and make it appear as though he isn't interested in getting sappy. Although Chad's response may leave Stephanie heartbroken and perplexed, there are deeper issues at play. On Abigail DiMera's birthday, Chad will miss her, which will influence the way he treats Stephanie. Days spoilers indicate that Chad will decline Stephanie's invitation to visit Abigail's cemetery alone, leading Stephanie to fear that he is fixated on his departed wife and may never be ready for remarriage. In the following scene from Monday's DOL episode, Chad will call Lucas Horton and advise him to avoid Clyde Weston since he is nothing but trouble. Since they are both imprisoned, Clyde will unfortunately run across Lucas and cause some waves for him. Ava Vitali and Harris Michaels will reveal how deeply they are falling for one another on Days, but they will still want to go cautiously. When a patient steals a knife and jabs Trip Johnson, Lucas Adams, with it at the hospital, he will be taken off guard. Days spoilers indicate that Trip would mend fences after his ordeal and re-question Ava about her relationship with Harris. Ava will press Trip to explain how he was hurt at work while trying to avoid having that conversation. Back in jail, Clyde will call Ava and warn her that refusing to comply will result in additional problems for Tripp. Ava will consent to meet with Clyde and hear his presentation at Statesville once she realizes that Clyde is to blame for Tripp finding himself in danger. Watch for Ava's anxious reaction to the revelation that Clyde wants her to take over his drug company. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, he will eventually provide updates on this. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Eric Brady will be excited to finally become a father by adopting a kid with Sloane Peterson. Eric has had this desire for a while, so he hopes that this is the final step in realizing it. Since Eric is Nicole Walker's baby daddy, Sloane feels bad about all the paternity fraud, but she's in too deep to say anything at this point. Sloane prefers to just give Eric another child to raise since she feels it will make things more equal in her opinion. Sloane had clung to adoption as the possibly last remaining option since she was unable to bear Eric a child, aside from the truth. Sadly, Days teasers indicate that Sloane and Eric's aspirations to expand their family might be derailed. In the weekly peek for Duo, Sloane may be seen responding angrily to Melinda Trask's Tina Huang distressing information. Sloane recruited Trask to help them with the adoption procedure, but Melinda will acknowledge that there is a significant issue during the week of October 16 to 20. Is Eric's criminal history going to be a problem and end any chance of adopting a son or daughter? The difficulty Melinda encounters may be related to Eric's prison sentence after he caused Daniel Jonas, Sean Christian, unfortunate fate by driving intoxicated. Days may want to bring up the idea that Daniel might still be alive if it weren't for Eric at this point. We'd love to hear Holly Jonas' opinions about how her ex-stepfather killed her father now that she's a teenager. Holly and Eric used to have a great relationship, but as she gets older and wiser, that relationship might change. Holly may not be a big fan of Eric right now because of what he did to Daniel and the way he once left his family for Africa. Days teasers indicate that Eric will talk to Nicole and show excitement at the adoption, but when he gets home and hears Sloane's harsh reports, everything could fall apart. Eric might decide fatherhood isn't in the cards if he finds out Sloane can't start a family with him because of his criminal past. Will Sloane reconsider disclosing the paternity once she has exhausted all possibilities for replacing the child she is withholding from Eric? Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that Sloane will soon have to make some difficult decisions. It was not intended for Johnny DeMera and Chanel Dupree to spend a pleasant evening alone watching movies in the DeMera living room. Holly Jonas chooses to associate with them instead. Although it appears that young Holly has feelings for elder Johnny, Chanel is the only person Johnny has feelings for. When Holly gets the hint, they at least get their romantic evening, but will she go on to someone else? According to spoilers, Nicole Walker had an epiphany regarding Tate Black and Holly. Now that they are the same age in Salem and have grown fond of one another, she and Brady Black virtually reared them as brother and sister. Tate continues to disagree with Brady, who appears to be a much stricter parent than Theresa Donovan. Brady is irate over the $50,000 they owe his school, and she coddles her son. In order to achieve this, he suggests a new position for Tate that must be superior to bussing tables at the Brady pub. Does Susan Banks' change of heart on Wednesday imply that Ava Vitali will be held accountable for what she did to her? After all, if Ava hadn't originally had Xander Cook abduct her, she would never have even been considered dead. She appreciates that Ava and Harris Michaels saved her from Edmund Crumb, but is her heart really that forgiving? Marlena Evans will also be seen following up with Harris. After insisting that Marlena commit him to the mental hospital, is he prepared to leave Bayview? Considering what he recently assisted Ava and Susan through, he appears to be ok right now. Thanks for watching if you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.